Navy hero Monkey D. Garp, the strength level? Garp died, Luffy smashed the remnants of the rock. Hello everyone, welcome back to Top Shounen. In the first One Piece reaction anime, I analyzed the strength, as well as the shock when Roger's Haki and Whitebeard were fighting. Thereby also mentioning the rival of the Pirate King, the naval hero Monkey D. Garp. As we all know, the naval faction is the only one who is confirmed to possess the hegemon's Haki. Garp doesn't have it, but beats the two most hegemonic Haki, the Pirate King, and the most powerful man in the world. So he did not even own any devil fruit, with only armed Haki, along with fists, he was still able to rank as the strongest character, considered as a legend of the Navy. Just with the act of punching Marco, letting Whitebeard crew know that Vice Admiral Garp is officially fighting, from the captains to the crew members, everyone was worried, a little faltered. Even the Phoenix Marco, who was dominating the two most powerful Okanban, dared not approach the execution platform anymore. So how terrible is Garp's power? Is it possible to defeat Kaido now? Besides, when the only grandchild is in danger, will Garp come and lend a hand, or will he be as indifferent to Wano Kingdom as Sengoku? All that will be in today's video. Top Shounen will join you to learn all about the Vice Admiral, the naval hero Monkey D. Garp. 1. Biography and personality of Garp. Monkey D. Garp, father of the world's most dangerous criminal, Monkey D. Dragon, the grandfather of the emerging 5 pirate royals, Monkey D. Luffy, and the adoptive grandfather of the son of the Pirate King, Porgas D. Ace. He was born on June 6, currently 78 years old, the same age as the Dark King Silver Rayleigh. Before the time skip, even though he is 76 years old, Garp still looks extremely energetic and stylish. His appearance is much larger than the average person, but is favored by Oda, so he does not fall into the case of a large upper body, but 2 legs are small. Garp resembles Whitebeard, Kaido, very well balanced, he has time-colored hair, the scar on his left eye is from a young age, probably due to his time of playfulness like his grandson. But this is already the inherited gene of the monkey family, which makes up the most religious family of One Piece. Luffy's grandfather is nicknamed Garp Fist, he prefers that to be referred to as the marine hero. Even Garp always scorned the heavenly dragons, stood for justice for the people, so he repeatedly refused the position of admiral. As for that ability, many people believe that Garp is capable of making water admiral, but I prefer Garp's organization of admirals. Because he was only a deputy admiral, but Aokiji, Akainu, or Sengoku also had to respect him, Garp could kill the pirates who wanted from 500 million to 1 billion belly as easily as eating porridge. This I will talk more in part 2. For the time being, Garp retired from the top battle, giving it to the next class. But with his reputation as well as strength, Garp is still retained to train young navies. Including Helmeppo and Kobe, especially the cowardly, weak guy Kobe is now a colonel, whose strength has increased dramatically, becoming a new generation naval hero in the eyes of the people, after the victory at the Rocky Port. However, the elders taught, the sharp knife could not cut the handle, although he was a high-ranking member of the Imperial Army, but Garp could not teach his descendants. The son of unknown reason, has become a reactionary boss. While my biological nephew and grandchild were trained to become Navy, they both went out to sea to be pirates. Despite such contradictions, Garp is always proud of what Luffy can do, often laughing out loud as Sengoku, whenever he pulls out his family to criticize him. Apparently Garp is also a flesh and blood man, he loves his family very much, as shown in the Marineford arc. However, the expression is not very affectionate, for example throwing his grandson alone in the deep forest, pushing Lu to the bottomless cliff, or tying to a hot air balloon to let it fly, all for the sake of forging the nephew to fight and not die. Garp's expression of affection is also extreme, when meeting is hit, he calls it a punch of love. The author Oda once answered that Garp's fist has no haki, it is called a fist of love, so without haki, a rubber man like Lu is still very painful, similar to when Nami slapped her face. One more characteristic, I don't know if Dragon is like that, but Garp and Luffy, even Ace, can doze off anytime, anywhere. Even when we were eating, we would sleep, like when we met my grandchild at Water 7, we were teaching Lu, when our 2 grandchildren fell asleep. If Luffy just likes meat, then Garp is especially fond of donuts and rice cakes. Of course, if you have to do it, you can eat it. Garp especially hates those who don't do it but want to eat, so he went out to sea to rob. But he even hated the dragons who exploited their labor force and possessed slaves more. Morally speaking, he often lived like that. The main reason why Garp refused the position of admiral, was because he didn't want to have to serve the heavenly dragons. Although he hated his attitude, the 5 elders did not dare to be deposed because of Garp's great reputation and strength. Specifically, I will talk in part 2. 2. Garp strength level. Don't touch him, he will kill you. It is true that only Luffy knew how scary his grandfather was, Sanji was so foolishly alive that we might not have seen the triple comedy. The Straw Hat Pirates were then shown the strength of Luffy's grandfather, to understand why their captain was so afraid of him. Although at that time 76 years old, Garp still possessed incredible physical strength. With his bare hands, he could throw a cannonball like a baseball, at speeds even higher than normal cannon speeds. He was even able to lift and toss a giant dumbbell with a chain, the size of which was many times larger than the Thousand Sunny. Needless to say, this is called Ginger the Older the Spicy. During Garp's peak, he crushed 8 mountains during his training to confront Qin Jiao. As a result, when fighting, with just one blow, the drilled Qin Jiao turned into the top Qin Jiao. The pirates about 500 million to 1 billion belly with him were just groping, like Big Mom knocked Queen unconscious in 2 musical notes. I bet the peak, when with Gold Roger smashed the rock, Garp was even more frightening. Assuming it is not unlucky to hit Garp, the legendary Don Qin Jiao is not sure to retire. With 3 types of mature haki, Qin Jiao's bounty will have to increase much from 500 million. But it's only black, it's the same red, getting punched by Garp can't be helped. Garp's practice is unique, often legends use weapons, for example, Roger uses a sword, Whitebeard has a blade, and he only needs his bare hands. My hand makes it all. Although Akainu's current lava punch, is credited with being One Piece's strongest, at the height of Garp, compared to Akainu now, I still believe he has no door. This power was recognized by the Pirate King himself, with the saying, the two of us have nearly killed each other so many times, we are no different from 2 old friends, right? You hear I understand that you fight, this type of person is your opponent to help the other constantly train, to get stronger together. Following Oden's flashback in manga chapter 966, or anime episode 965, we see what the level of Roger and Whitebeard is. Their weapons have not yet touched each other, but the clouds have been dispelled, no longer split. The level of these 2 legends is also superior to the 4 emperors, even at the top like Kaido or Big Mom. And Roger recognized Garp as his equal, so I always believe, even if Whitebeard is not sick, he will still die at HQ. Because at that time Garp never fought, he was able to solo with Whitebeard, not to mention Sengoku. Remember that Whitebeard died at the age of 72, Garp was 4 years older than his father, but in good condition he was still in good shape. Show that his stamina as well as recovery must be extraordinary, comparable to those of ancient Zoan fruiters, only losing to the mythical Zoan like Kaido or Marco. However, the legendary Zoan who met him, would also be beaten to mouth if he dared to lie. Because Garp possessed an armed haki equal to what Roger and Whitebeard displayed when fighting, with that kind of power, Phoenix was punched in the head. He doesn't even recover in time from Garp's attack, and gives up on flying to save Ace. Perhaps Marco knew, even if the Phoenix was reborn, he would still die as usual, if he was punched by Lu's grandfather a few more. As the author Oda once revealed, Garp does not have the same illness as Whitebeard, and his age does not affect his strength. Basically, Garp retains his peak strength, but what he is hard to maintain is stamina, and endurance. An old man, now 78 years old, certainly could not be faster than red-headed Shanks. Although haki and strength are the same, but Garp cannot solo for 10 days and nights like Aokiji and Akainu because stamina do not allow. However, when the Marineford arc happened, we all wondered if Sengoku didn't stop, could Garp win against Akainu? As far as I can, as soon as he saw Ace die, Garp went mad, forgetting that he was a navy and his nephew was a pirate. He was on the murderous side towards Akainu, all the Marines standing there, including the Vice Admiral, could only call his name, but absolutely no one dared to come close to stop him. Because they were afraid, if he provoked Garp now, he would probably kill them. Fortunately, Sengoku is strong enough to stop Garp, because he knows that if Garp really does his hand, Akainu will surely be dead. Garp himself said, "Stop me Sengoku, try to hold me, otherwise I will kill that bastard Sakazuki." Fortunately he kept some sense, and at that time only the Master Admiral Sengoku was strong enough to stop Garp. Garp knows what he is like, he still has the strength to kill a Marine Admiral, even the red-haired Shanks comes later, Garp will not be bored, if Sengoku continues the war. He himself, who was both traumatized by Ace's death, was unable to kill Akainu. Meet the guy who lured Luffy to become a pirate, while spitting Shanks, Akainu's indignation is also on his mind. Unfortunately at that time, Sengoku fought Ben Beckman, the 3 admirals beat the other commanders, Garp and Shanks were fighting, I'm not sure the redhead would win. As Garp and Sengoku watched from start to finish, Kizaru and Aokiji were not injured much, with each Akainu taking heavy hits. But Shanks and Ben Beckman met Garp and Sengoku as a weight, and Usopp and Lucky Roo could not beat Akainu, Aokiji, and Kizaru. Just afraid the beard pirates stole, and Shanks' mysterious identity, so Sengoku stopped the fight. As for me, Garp wants to continue fighting at that time, he is not tired of the much younger emperor like Shanks. Akainu had to thank Sengoku for the rest of his life, asking him to keep Garp from dying, and even being able to become a Master Admiral. But now Garp is retired, whoever touches his grandchildren will not forgive, and Kaido and Big Mom may have a nightmare 38 years ago, named Monkey D. Garp. 3 Garp sacrifices at Wano to help Luffy? What are you doing here, Garp? Do you complain about my tactics? No. We are fighting pirates, I have no pity for them. But my family is different, what should I do? As one of the 2 strongest men in the navy at the time, Garp shouldn't have said that. However, he did not hesitate to admit, even though his work still favors the so-called family so much that he is willing to kill Akainu. Maybe at that time, he expected Ace and Luffy to just run away, don't look back, and he could go hand in hand with Whitebeard. While Ace was there, Garp feared his nephew would hate him, so he didn't touch Whitebeard, but when he walked away. Likewise, if it weren't for Luffy, neither Marco or Whitebeard would ever get past Garp, but to the execution platform. That is the so-called family affection, something a grandfather for his grandchildren. Certainly Garp was heartbroken when Ace died, in addition to treating him as his real nephew, he was also disappointed with himself, failing to protect his family, protecting the last drop of blood of his dead friend, Gold Roger. Since Dodden only raised Ace and Luffy, still agitated, try asking what Garp went through? Only he was a navy, so he was not allowed to show it to the outside, it was even more painful to suppress the pain. At this point, Luffy is all he loves, seeing with his own eyes a grandchild is gone, of course Garp does not want to lose his true grandson. But the alliance of the 2 emperors is too dangerous, Garp himself has to frown in chapter 957, Kaido and Big Mom? Things are getting worse and worse. He once smashed the rock, in the latest chapter 1007, CP0 also confirmed that Kaido was captured by the navy, sometimes the one who put him in prison was Garp. More than anyone else, he understands the danger the 2 Yonko bring, so he will worry about Luffy. So I believe that, Garp will come to Wano, both work and private job in it. You were on the battlefield, right in front of their eyes, why let Ace die? Put the quest above the family, right, Garp? Marine hero, monkey, go to hell, you bastard. I bet some of Dodden's sticks did not hurt with these words, each sentence was like a blade with a high-level haki cut into Garp's heart, he was torn between family and justice. But he chose his family, so he closed his eyes for Luffy to punch, unfortunately still could not save Ace. That is my adoptive grandchild, I bet Garp still prioritizes Luffy, if only one can be saved. But Kaido and Big Mom intended to kill his grandchild, even if he risked his old life, Garp had to protect it. Assuming an admiral like Kizaru wants to go, must be approved by the Master Admiral Akainu, Akainu leads the army to leave the headquarters through Kong or the elders. But in the past, Garp did not need permission from anyone, let alone now he resigns. Not fighting pirates, but even the navy, at this time Garp chose to protect his grandson, so I did not include him as the vice admiral of the navy, but as an individual. When he received news of his nephew confronting Kaido Big Mom, Garp was returning from Fishman Island, it was not known that his ship had diverted to Wano. In addition to being the navy to destroy pirates, or protect relatives and justice, Garp still has a debt to pay off with the rocks, by destroying its remnants. If he doesn't come, and what kind of fate Luffy has, he will regret for the rest of his life, let alone the alliance of the 2 Yonko is the scourge of the world. The possibility of Garp appearing in Wano, according to me must be up to 7 to 80%. He of course will not steal the part to destroy Kaido, but Big Mom has not been able to stop, Garp is the most suitable person. Assuming Akainu comes, he won't forgive Luffy, so I think at the end of the war, he will stand up for his nephew, abandoning his naval status. Although I am my favorite character, but I have the feeling that Garp will sacrifice, becoming the driving force for Luffy to become stronger again. Because after fighting Big Mom, Garp will be much weaker, this time telling him to fight Akainu again is impossible. With CP0 saying in chapter 1003, let's destroy each other, pirates, I guess the government wants to intervene in Wano, but in a way that stinks. Admirals did not directly participate in the battle, but waited for the quarrel before jumping in, taking the body of the loser, killing the dying victor. Assuming Luffy defeated Kaido, Garp stopped Big Mom, then in the end, no one would stop Akainu. Shanks prepares to take action, but Blackbeard has been long ahead, the possibility of him being busy intercepting him, does not help stop the Marines. That's why I think Garp will die, because Akainu is not the kind of person who is kind to his comrades, if it goes against his thoughts. The passing of his grandfather, will awaken something inside Luffy, let him progress to the quartet level, the level of the true Pirate King, prepare to enter the final battle, take revenge and take the treasure One Piece treasure. To avenge his father and grandfather, as well as fulfill their ideals, Dragon and Luffy will be together, in the last arc of the series, I believe so. Just now was the information about Luffy's grandfather, Vice Admiral Monkey D. Garp. As well as some of my personal theories, if you find it good, please leave the likes, shares and one channel registration to support Top Shounen. Goodbye and see you again.
you.